Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, and welcome to iRacing. Has once again we're around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in our month of May as we warm up for our first time competing in the Indy 500. At least that is the aim this coming weekend. But before then, we've got some practice to do with oval racing, with the R18. Get to learn that, especially in race trim and qualifying trim. It's very much about just dialing out the wings and trying to be very quick, but race trim with all that fuel, using the rate tracker, using the tools at disposal, that's got lots to learn, especially Xing the pits as we're doing in our Pro Mazda here, a much slower vehicle. It's on the Mazda road to Indy, which is on the feeder ladder up to IndyCar. You got Indy Lights, then you got Pro Mazda, then you got the USF 2000. So this is a much slower vehicle than the IndyCar, but it's going to be a good lesson for us around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway just to get used to oval racing again in this 32 lap race. So this is not quite the Indy 500, but it's lots of laps, it's good experience, you know, good learning. As I said, even though this is going to be pack racing, from what I've learned from the R18, it's not going to be as pack racing, it doesn't seem like, especially as the stint goes on, as the tyres wear. It seems like it's going to be a bit more spread out, but at least we're going to be practicing, you know, our side-by-side racing on an oval again for the first time in quite a few months. I think it's been around 6 months at an official iRacing oval race, and that was in the Indy cars, and that was again round Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I think it was on pole, crashed on the first lap though, so hoping to do a bit better than that this time around. As you can see, the fuel on the bottom right, had a little glimpse at that because I wasn't sure if the car was filled up till the end. But with all the cautions we had, it was. I didn't realise that at the time in the race, you will see. But yeah, it's about managing fuel as well this race. It was a bit more green, it could have been a bit airier at the end. As you can see, we're replacing all the tyres. As you can see, fuels at the moment around 2/3 it would take us. But as I said, with all the cautions that you get in these races, it will, you know, take us to the end of the race. As also tyre wear, not really an issue in this race as well. As we get ready for the start, we're lined up in 14th, didn't qualify for this race, or qualify very well, as you saw, getting disqualified as you get underway. Next time, oh, someone's a bit eager. The 13 spinning around. There's chaos on the inside, on the outside. We've got cars in the air as you just avoid a very damaged vehicle there. And it next up, we've just made it through the carnage, just about. And unfortunately, that is kind of a regular thing with this Pro Mazda race, it seemed like this week, because you don't actually get ovals a lot on the Pro Mazda schedule. It is only a road course calendar. And so you have this oval. I think you also have like Felix as well on the calendar. You only have 1 or 2 ovals on the calendar. So you do get some guys coming over who are more used to oval racing, but perhaps not these cars, trying to get their road kind of license up by doing these oval races, and that can lead to carnage, as you saw at the start. So 3 laps later on lap 4, we're getting ready to go green, but what the hell is the safety car doing here? The pace car is just cruising in turn 3. It says we have the inside line. Where is everyone? We're not packed up at all. We're up to 8th, so we've already climbed up 8 positions, but this is absolutely crazy. What is going on here? As we go on to the start-finish straight, but we should be bunched up just like you saw at the start. That is the normal procedure for the restart as well. It should not be like this at all. As now we go through the first corner. Look at our spotter saying we're going green. I'm going slowing down. Oh, actually, we've got to speed up again, and now it is going green as we're going between turns 1 and 2. Indeed, what the fuck is going on here? As we are over 5 seconds behind 6th, and they're all bunched together, and we're almost 3 seconds ahead of 9th. We're just a bit lonely in this portion of the race now. We're all by ourselves. We won't get any slipstream advantage. We won't be able to catch up to the guys in front. We may be caught by the guys behind, depending if 9th gets a streaming buddy, or slipstream buddy. But look, he's around 5. He's over 5 seconds ahead of 10th. So an absolute shambles of a restart. Definitely want to show this to iRacing. It's definitely a bug that hopefully they can fix for next season, but that is not the usual restart procedure. Thankfully, it does not last this long with this type of race, though, as you do make up the decision as someone has pitted in front. So we're up to 7th, then a minute 0.3. The idea might have been the 59s or 58s with this car, though, around this set. You definitely get that with the slipstream, because it looks like slip has slowed down. So we do actually get slipstream buddy, do we? But they seem to be going very slowly. So we're going to try and make it down the inside on this back straight as we go up into 6th position. But still, we've got 5th over 5 seconds in front. As you can see, there's around 3.5 second gap to 3rd and 4th, as well as they're battling hard, approaching turn 4 now onto the front start-finish straight. As you can see, 8th is still a couple of seconds back, and in next, so we've got a lap traffic then in 16th behind 8th. So as we go out the final corner, though, we do see, thank God, the yellow flag has come out on lap 6, and there is 3rd, flipping like a hell, as you've seen quite a lot already round Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the single seaters. It just happened quite a lot, and unfortunately, it seems like he's got into an instant. So we're into the top 5 from 16th already. I'll take that, as we've got to let the 6th car by, even though they're coming out the pits. We're still behind them. The yellow flag came out. Yeah, that start was bizarre. But we're in a good position here. But we're not sure whether we need to pit now. Whether we need to get fresh tyres. As I said, I hadn't really driven this car before this race. Hadn't really caught up on all of what you need to know about this car in this race. If we do need to pit, should have been checking the forums beforehand. You should have realised that there's quite a lot of yellow flags, doing quite a lot of fuel saving, but you'd be fine. Towards the end, barely, but we'd be fine, especially with all the slipstream, and you can lift off behind someone, and then you can just stay in there, slipstream down the straight, through the corners, and that'll help save you some fuel as well, lifting off there. But we decided to refuel. I don't know why I did it the maximum amount of 4 gallons, or almost the maximum amount. It probably should have put in a bit less fuel. As you can see, we're a quarter of the way through the race, still got 3 quarters to go. And then look in front, I'm thinking, oh, is anybody else pitting at the moment? But I've already decided I'm going to pit. We're going to change tyres as well, just in case that gives me an advantage. Even though, as I said, after the race, in retrospect, it does not give you an advantage. So there we go, we're pitting. We've got quite a few guys behind us pitting. Basically, the top 4 didn't pit. Everyone else below us did, though. And it's like, apart from one driver who was down in 7th. So, especially 6th, who had all that damage, he definitely seems like he needs to pit. So here we go, into our pit slot. We're braking a bit early because it is very bumpy. As you can see, you've got kind of concrete there instead of pavement, and so it's very easy to slide as well, go past your pit stop. So it's better to be cautious than be way too aggressive. And I thought that would lose us time, maybe lose us a position, being that cautious going into our pit stall, as it's quite a lot of service time, 20.8 seconds. It's not quick like an IndyCar stop. So you get away, and then it's like we haven't lost a position at all. And it looks like maybe some guys had to fix some damage as well. You know, clipping another car, which is very easy to do in pack racing. You know, just clipping another car, damaging the front ring slightly. But it looks like we've rejoined in 6th. I've only lost a position with a full pit stop, with fresh tyres, fueled up till the end, safely fueled up till the end. So now we can just go in for the sack, the remaining 3 quarters of this race. Once we go green again, as in this, it's going to jump as well from 8th up into 7th, with that 7th place car, as I said, having damage, having to repair that. So now we're lining up then for the next restart in a couple of laps time, as pit lane is open. I'm sure a couple other guys will take advantage of that later in the window as well. As here we go, lining up on the outside. This is more like it. Here we go, the pace car is actually behaving, as we're just going off what first is doing. We're ignoring kind of 2nd, 4th in front of us, kind of 5th in front of us. We're just focusing on what first is doing. It's about what they do. If they're going when the pace car comes in, if they're going when the lights go out, and it looks like they'll wait until the lights drop. No, they're going slightly before then. And now we're going away, but we're in 5th gear, so we had a terrible start, way too high gear. We should be down in 3rd, maybe 4th gear, but seriously, down to, it looks like 8th at the moment. But it looks like we held those 2 cars as they were on the outside, we're on the inside. And so this kind of shaped my philosophy this race, that maybe the inside is better for racing. And we've seen this in the past with, say, the old Indy cars as well, when it round a flat out circuit like, say, Charlotte, or around, say, Iowa, as well. Even though that's not flat out, especially when the tyres wear, as they're going like 4 wide in front. Surely this can't last long. You know, with the old IndyCar, you could just hog the inside and then you'll be fine. But in this side, we've had the inedible accident in front between first and third. So it's front runners taking themselves out very silly circumstances around a third of the way through this race. It's back to though, it's back to iPacing. It's back up into the top 5. I think you can see 7th made a great jump up into 2nd for this next restart. So we're almost halfway through the race. We're feeling very comfortable with our car here. We're in 5th place. We're on the inside this time, so it's a bit more difficult to see what the leader is going to be doing, but we're going to try and focus on them again, not focus on 3rd, 2nd, 4th, just focus on what they're doing as the pace car leads us around the final corner as we approach the halfway mark of this Pro Mazda race. It's been a bit silly in this first half of the race. We've seen, you know, some careless accidents there, especially on that last restart. They didn't go 4 wide so early in the race. You need to think of the long game. You need to be thinking about the final lap, what you'll be doing in the last 5 laps. That's when you really attack. For the time being, you just want to stay in that lead group. As this time we get a good getaway in 4th. And what is the leader doing? He's slowing down, he's letting us by. And that has led us through into 2nd place as we follow the number 1 car through into 1st set. Number 1, number 2 car, 1st and 2nd, just like it should be. Just like what we need to achieve as well to earn some I rating. As we're the number 2 car, because that's how high our I rating is. That's the 2nd highest I rating. Number 1 car's got the highest I rating, and then number 3, etc, etc. So my I rating's not that good, it's only around 1500. So you can maybe see the level of the field here is not that good, not the strength of the field at all. So that's maybe why you're seeing quite a few accidents as well in the first half of the race. As in there's something going 3 wide already. There's also got Robert Hill on the inside as well, the number 4 car going for the lead, and now we've got some of that traffic as well trying to battle with us. Remember, this is IndyCar, this is American race, and that traffic can battle with us all they like. It's not like European racing where they have to get the blue flag and then stay behind us and let us by. Especially in oval racing, we're battling with that traffic. And so we've got a gang of 6 here, is it? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're 7th. And then it's like, along with the number 4 car, we're dropping back. I was a bit scared there. Number 3 wide? We're barely halfway through the race. We've got the drop back. Just sit at the back here, see what this lap traffic is doing. As you can see, the number 1 car is still trying to desperately hold on to the lead, hog that inside line. As well, as I said, that goes back to the philosophy I was thinking that inside line was king round here. As he's just hogging the inside. You can see that traffic having their fun, all 4 of them, as they're trying to go 3 wide through every corner. And Robert Hill and I, looks like we're dropping back here. Just see what it's going to be like. See if they get a bit crazy, if they take each other out. We don't mind, you know, dropping back here. We can maybe avoid that as well when the number 1 car will be ahead of that. And he's just trying to hold on to the lead. Oh, so we'll be, you know, kind of saving fuel. We can lift off as well. As I said, fuel shouldn't be an issue from now on. But if we were, you know, we didn't pit for fuel, this would have been a perfect spot as well, just to save fuel, just lift off early into the corners with fantastic slipstream around this track. I didn't expect the slipstream to be so good, as we've got dirt and muck on our visors. This is an update since I last played iRacing. You have to actually do some visor tears. Unfortunately, I didn't have it programmed, didn't have it key binded, so I couldn't get rid of this. I do apologise for that for the remainder of the race, but it doesn't get too bad. You can still clearly see the action in front. As look at, they're still trying to go 3 wide in front. I'm surprised the leader actually decided to hold on to the lead and didn't drop back with us. As you can see, we're just cruising around here at the back of this gang of 7. Well, isn't really letting that crowd do their battling, and then occasionally we're getting the slipstream, and occasionally kind of exploring what's the run like off this final corner. If there's a guy on my outside, do I get the run on the inside? But we're learning here, just, you know, about the slipstream towards the line. You can see it's pretty damn good on the inside, so we want to try and test it on the outside, maybe next lap or in the next couple of laps, depending on where all these cars are situated. As you're always reacting, you're always trying to place your car where you think it's perhaps safest and where you think you're going to get some, you know, get the most benefit as well. So now we're on the outside. We saw that guy going slow on the inside. It looks like he's backing off as well. Maybe just letting these maniacs in front 3 wide again. It looks like trying to go 3 wide into this corner, but then we kind of lift off. We get a bit scared, and so we go back And you can see number 4 car again still sitting right at the back. He's still got the slipstream. You get powerful slipstream around it. It's around, I think it's up to like half a second. It is very strong, even up to a second. You maybe get some slipstream around it in the Pro Mazda. And so that's why we're sitting back. And as you can see, now we're going for the outside run. And you can see he's still getting very good slipstream out of the corner. This is maybe something I should have put in my memory bank for the outside line. You'll see this at the end of the race. I probably should have remembered this run as you go through these first couple corners. Just giving you a few laps of how, you know, how we were running basically for the second half of this race. So different to the first half. You saw trying to battle through, trying to avoid all the crashes. Now in the second half of the race, we're trying to basically learn, get all this knowledge accumulated for the final 5 laps. So it's that 5 lap blast, get in that position to make the run, to go for the lead. And now we skip ahead to that run. As you can see, we still got the number 4 car on our tail. You can see the number 1 car still hogging that inside line and doing a great job. And he's always kind of ahead of everyone else at the line. So I thought the inside line, that is king. In these final 5 laps, that's all. Someone is starting to lag a bit all over the place. We don't like the sight of that. That could lead to issues. As you can see, we're getting a good run now. Now we're in the middle lane, up onto the outside lane. Could have easily made this 3 wide, 4 wide. As you can see, the guy on the outside having a superb run as we pushed them. As now we are with 5 laps to go, looking to maybe make our runs now, looking to maybe take the lead with maybe 2 to 3 laps to go, and then maybe hold it till the line. So we're starting to think, trying to be a bit more aggressive now as you go to the inside. But once again, we're just playing off what everyone else is doing here, and we could have easily started go into the inside here, but we're backing off. We're letting the number car in the lead, and then we see the number 4 actually do that. So now we're backing off as it, once again, is maybe going 3 wide into the corner. We don't want that. So he's number 4 is going for it, trying to go round the outside of the number 1 car, having a superb run on that back straight. But will he take him out the line? That's the most important question now in this race. If he gets this run through these final couple of corners, but he's gone a bit wide there, almost into the wall, and then it's like the number 1 has held on. And oh, he's got into someone. Tried to slot down. I'm not sure if he spotted, didn't tell him, or if there was some lag again, if that's the guy that was lagging previously. And then maybe net code there. But unfortunately, there's our fellow runner for the podium spot gone. So it's now just a 2-horse race between the number 1 car and number 2 car in first and second. And now, with 4 laps remaining, we're just going to try and slot in here for the time being. Maybe for the next lap, take a bit of a breather. And then maybe the next lap try and take this here. And see the number 1 car very aggressive on that inside line. So not then any room between even the grass and his wheel there on the back straight. Very aggressive as he dropped back here. Let that traffic battle as he got 4 of them. Now in a gang of 6 at the front. As you can see, keeping it in 6th. Go around 160 miles per hour. That's his top speed. In the Indy car, it's going to be 230 or above. So a lot slower, these cars, compared to the Indy cars. But again, a great oval experience we're learning in this race. As we've got 3 laps to go now. We've got a car on the high side. It looks like it's that traffic is just dropping back. We've got some guys on the high line. Again, you drop back. And again, in this race, I saw that happening. If you're on the high line, you're dropping back slightly. So again, that plays in my philosophy of maybe thinking the inside line was the best line this race. As now we're alongside the 14 car. We're actually in 2x2 here, and it's like a couple of that cars are actually dropping back now. So we're now in 2x2 rows. This is more like it. This is what I like, rather than have it 3 wide going into a corner. This is better. As we've got the 19 car in front, and we've got a bit of a gap to 5th, a lap down, and 4th as well. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap apparently. That can't be right. As we go into the final corner, now we're getting a run in the number 1 car. We're thinking, do we take the lead now? As we go and trying to take the outside run, do we take the lead going to the line? This is again a question we need answered as we go into the final couple of laps. And in this lap, we do. As we do our 5 lap 58.4. And again, I should have put this in the memory bank for the final couple of laps. As we've got 3 laps to go. Got a 14 car pushing us. As we stay on the high side, we've got the number 1 car hogging that inside line like his favourite granny still. But we're losing out in the first couple of corners. And we're very high here. I didn't see it's almost 3 wide behind as well. But it's go time. I can't back off now. It's not like earlier in the race where I probably would have dropped to the back of this pack. Instead, we're battling with the 14 car. I was slightly annoyed by this being on the high line, but this is actually getting good learning for these last couple of laps, as it looks like the number 1 car comes up slightly in the corner as well. He has to now because the 14 car's on his inside. Now we are 3 wide as I've got my wing alongside the number 1 car's rear wing as we go towards the line. Now we're on the very outside line. Don't want to be out here though on the run to the line. We're holding the line, and in it, so we actually lost the lead on this occasion. So again, this is playing into maybe not the outside line I want for these final 2 laps now. Maybe I want to be on the inside line. And now with the number 1 car off that inside line, thanks to the number 4, number 19 car, I think I'm going to try and make the move now for the inside line. 3 wide, we're going through the middle. This is go time now with a lap and a half to go. We've got to make this move if we want to win this race. And as we go into turn 3, I'm ahead the number 1 car. I think this is it now. This is the move. I've made it. Now I just need to hog this inside line, and now I can, grab the victory at the end as we go through the final corner, heading on to the final lap of this race. This has been very tense this second half of the race, with this pack racing with 6 or 7 cars side by side, going 3 wide, even 4 wide on occasion. Absolutely fantastic racing, clean racing as well. Didn't expect that after the first half of this race, but going towards the line, we were not in the lead. Remember that. As we go through the first corner, out into the second corner, we're still poking ahead of number 1 car. This is where you lose it when you're on the outside, as you've seen throughout this race. But then you gain it back through turns 3 and 4. We've got some of that traffic in front, 4th and 5th, but it looks like they're a bit way in front, almost 6 seconds ahead. So we don't need to concentrate on them, as it's 3 wide behind us. It's 3 wide alongside us. As you've got the number 1 car, we've got the number 6 car, the 14, the 19. Outside of that traffic are battling like hell for their positions, as they're just outside the top 5. They've got everything to fight for. We've got everything to fight for out of this final corner, heading towards the line. We've got the inside line. I was a baby. Should have been a bit more open with my steering coming off the corner, as I've been very kind and given them the middle lane there. Maybe she'll force them onto the higher lane as we go towards the line. There's a 2 alongside my name. There's not a 1. I made a mistake there near the end. As I said, should maybe have loosened up the steering slightly coming out of that final corner. Should have maybe realised earlier I should have been in the higher lane. And you're going to see me get a 1x, as I totally forgot they actually kept this as grass. I thought it was still pavement, but there we go. We get a 1x for the race, and so you get 17 instant points. And there, in the end, we lost by 15 thousandths of a second. And that was all just from me messing up, basically. Going up into his final couple, that's not really like the outside line was better rather than the inside. But I hope you enjoyed a fantastic Pro Mazda race around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and you'll be seeing much more of this circuit, but with the IR18 in the next week. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.